Let me show you the trading strategy I've been working on for a while for boom and crash. And in this video, I will explain the strategy in details, backtest the strategy with you with MT5 Strategy Tester. And at the end of this video, I will show you how to get the trading bot I created with the logic of this trading strategy for free. So make sure you watch this video from the beginning till the end.
Welcome back, guys. So this video is going to be divided into 4 parts. The first part, I'll be showing you the conditions for entry, which means to place a buy or sell trade. The second part, I'll be showing you how to set your stop loss. The third part, I'll be showing you the number of trades that you must take in a day. And the last part of this video, we'll be doing like a short back test using the MT5 Strategy Tester. Since this trading strategy is for boom and crash, the first thing you need to do is to check what type of assets you want to trade it with, right? You need to check if it is a boom asset or crash asset. For example, the current chart on my screen, the asset is boom 1000 index, which means I'm trading boom asset, right? Once you identify that the asset you want to trade is boom asset, the next thing is that you have to check the previous day if the previous daily candlestick was bullish or bearish. For boom assets, you need to check if the previous daily candle was bullish, right? So now change the time frame to daily time frame. After changing it to daily time frame, check if the previous day was bullish candle, bullish bar. For example, this is the current day. Let's say I want to place a trade in this current day, right? Before I take any trade, I need to confirm if the previous daily candlestick was bullish. Now, what do I mean by bullish candle? It means that the close price of the candle is above the opening price. For example, this is a bullish candle, 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 this is a bearish candle, and for the bullish, the close price is above the opening price, right? For example, you can see that this is the current day, right? For the previous day, the market was not, the previous day candle was not bullish, so we are not going to trade for this new day. So now let's check if at a point we got a bullish candle. Let's change the time frame back to 30-minute time frame. Now once you confirm, for example, let's say you confirm that the previous day was bullish, the next thing you have to do is to change the time frame to 30 minutes time frame. Now after changing the time frame to 30 minutes time frame, make sure you on the period separator by going to the properties of the chart. Once you open the properties of the chart, then make sure you click this period separator box. After clicking it, click on OK. Now you are done with that. Let's look for a day that the previous day daily candlestick was bullish. This period separator, any candle between two period separators represent a day. This is the current day, this is the current day, right? From this period separator, let me use the crossbar, from this period separator to this period separator is the current day, right? Now this is the previous day, right? From this period separator to this period separator is the previous day, right? Now a day before that, from this period separator to this period separator is the current day. And make sure the time frame now is now on 30 minutes time frame. Remember, the first thing you have to do, check the daily time frame. If the previous day daily candle was bullish, if it was bullish, then you can change the time frame to 30 minutes. Now, for example, let's look for a day that we have a bullish day. This was not a bullish day. This was not a bullish day. So, for example, let's go to somewhere like this. Let's look for an example somewhere around here, right? So now this is a very good example, right? This is a very good example. You can see that in this particular time, the market was bullish for this particular day, right? The market was bullish for this particular day. Now for this new day, right? This new day starts from this period separator, which is this ... vertical line, right? This is the beginning of a new day. Now in the beginning of this new day, the next thing you have to do is to wait for 2 bearish candles, right? You can see that starting from here, we've not gotten like 2 bearish candles, right? We are looking for like 2 bearish candles until we got to this place. You can see that here we have 1 and 2. We have 2 bearish candles. Let me zoom in a bit. We have 2 bearish candles here. Now the next step is for you to wait for a bullish candle after two bearish candle, two 30-minute bearish candle. After you get that two 30-minute bearish candle, wait for a bullish candle. Now, that bullish candle should not be ordinary. The bullish candle should close above the high price of the previous bearish candle. Let me repeat myself again for you to get me clearly. Please pay attention to this place, right? You need to get two consecutive bearish candles. 1, 2 consecutive, which means two candles that follows each other are bearish. Now, after you got that two bearish candles, the next thing is for you to wait for the third candle to be bullish. Now, the third candle must close above the high price of the last bearish candle. And in a place like this, you are going to place a buy trade. After placing the buy trade, immediately the candle closed, right? The next thing you are going to do is to set the stop loss. Now, what you are going to do is this. You are going to check the half of this candle from the high price to the low price, right? You need to check the half of this candle. Once you check the half of this candle, that is where your stop loss will be. Let me repeat myself again. The high price minus the low price, right? Then the half of the candle, you divide it by 2, right? You divide this candle by 2. Now, you are going to consider the high price and the low price. Divide it by 2. That is where your stop loss will be. And immediately you set your stop loss, right? Let's say this is your entry point, right? This is your entry point. Immediately you place a buy trade at this level, then your stop loss will be half of the candle, right? Let's say somewhere around here. After you add the high price, then half of the candle, this is where the stop loss will be, and your take profit is going to be like 1:4, right? Your stop loss will be somewhere, your take profit rather will be somewhere around here. Your entry point is when the candle close and the close price is above the high price of the previous candle. Your stop loss will be half of the bullish candle, right? And your take profit is going to be 1:4. The last and the most important part of this strategy, which must be that you can only trade this strategy once in a day, and it must be the first time the strategy occurs in that day, which means the first two consecutive bearish candles rather, followed by a bullish candle, and the bullish candle close price is above the high price of the previous bearish candle. Let's go ahead and see if maybe we can get another condition like this and see if this strategy truly works. Let's do one more testing. Okay, let's do for this day, right? So the first thing we will do is to check how the market was the previous day. If the previous day candle was bullish, and obviously it was bullish here, right? It was bullish. This was the previous day, and we can see that it was what? It was bullish. Now, the next thing we will do for this, let's say this was the previous day, right? Now, this is the current day. So let's place a vertical line here to mark the current day. So after this current day, right, we are also sure that this is 30 minutes time frame. The next thing we are going to do is to wait for the first two consecutive bearish candle, right? After we got two consecutive bearish candle, the next thing is that we wait for the third candle to be bullish, and the candle was bullish here, and the close price of that bullish candle was above the high price of the bearish candle. So we are going to place a buy trade here. So let me place an horizontal line to mark that zone. Now we place a buy trade here. We are going to check from the high price to the low price divided by 2. So the stop loss will be like half of the candle. So let's say we place our stop loss here, half of the candle, right? So the take profit is going to be 1:4. So somewhere around here, which means again this was a win. It is not possible for this trading strategy to work all the time, but we have to make sure that we follow the rule strictly, and always make sure that you only trade it once in a day, and it must be the first time of the day that the condition truly works. So you can also backtest this to see if this is going to work. So now let's also look for like another asset, maybe like crash 1000, and test it if it works or not. This strategy works best for boom 1000 because it is mainly for boom 1000, but you can also use it for other boom assets like boom 500, boom 300, and also you can use it for crash, though I prefer to use it with the boom asset. So now to use it with boom assets, crash assets, let's say crash 1000, and make sure you on your period separators, which is all these vertical lines on your chart, right? Like I said, let's say this is the period separator marks the beginning of a new day. Let's say this is the beginning of a new day and we mark it, right? This vertical line is the beginning of a new day. The first thing you need to do is to check the previous day if it's the candle for the previous day was bullish or bearish, which means if you check this, it means it was bearish, because this is crash assets. For crash assets, the previous day must be bearish. For boom assets, the previous day must be bullish, but this is a crash asset. This is crash 1000. You have to make sure that the previous day was bearish. After that, now in the current day, this new day, you need to look for 2 consecutive bullish bars, right? 30 minutes bullish bar. You have to make sure the time frame is set to 30 minutes. Once you confirm 2 30 minutes bullish bar, like 1 2 consecutive 30 minutes bullish bar, after that, wait for the third candle to be bearish. Now once the third candle is bearish and the close price of the third candle is below the low price of the last bullish bar, which is this, now you can see here that the close price of this particular bearish bar was below the low price of the last bullish bar. So now let's say we place a sell trade here, just like we did for the boom asset. You have to check for the half of this candle from the high price, from the low price to the close price, divided by 2. Then the half of the candle should be where your stop loss should be. Let's say our stop loss is at the half, maybe somewhere around here, and the take profit to be 1:4, maybe somewhere around here. Please make sure you don't trade this strategy more than once for also crash assets. Don't trade it more than once in a day, and make sure that it was the first time that all the conditions are true for that day that you placed your sell trade. You must note that this trading strategy is not perfect. I'm still working on it with you guys, which are my community members, right? So if you have, after testing this strategy, and you have any way that we can improve it, drop it in the comment section. Let's discuss. And if you see a comment that you do not agree with, please also reply to that comment section so that we know what to do next, maybe what we can add and what we can remove from this strategy to see how we can optimize it. Created a bot using this exact logic. The bot will spot if it is a boom or crash, then decide whether to buy or sell. So this is going to be for free for all of my community members. All you just need to do is to drop a comment saying this is amazing or I want. Then I will reply you with the next step of what you are supposed to do. The purpose of doing this is that you also have the source, you also have the file, so that you'll be able to backtest it in your MT5 Strategy Tester. And after backtesting it, you will drop a comment on what we can do to improve the trading strategy, or maybe some things that we can remove or add. So now let's navigate to the MT5 Strategy Tester and test it together in this video. So I'm going to show you how you can do the testing so that you can do it yourself also. So now to test a trading bot, like after I send you the bot, right, after I drop a comment, I will request for some things so that I'll be able to send you the bot. After I send you the bot and you've successfully downloaded it on your PC, the next thing you have to do is to go to view. Once you go to view, then navigate to strategy tester. Once you get to strategy tester, then you are going to be here, the overview section. The next thing is for you to click on visualize. Once you click on visualize, you can see this expert here, right? Click on it, then look for the bots, right? The name of the bot will be Bobby, right? Click on Bobby exe. Then the next thing is that you have to change, you have to use the exact settings that it is here, right? If it is boom 1000 that you want to test it with, just click on this drop down arrow and select boom 1000, right? Once you select boom 1000, and for you to be able to see the symbol here, you have to make sure that the symbol was added to your market watch. For example, let me open my market watch. This is my market watch, right? So let's say I want to test it with Euro JBP USD, right? You can see here that there's no JBP USD here. If I click on Forex, there's nothing like JBP USD here. So but if I add it myself to my market watch, like JBP, is it JPY USD rather, JP, or GBP USD. I mean GBP USD. Once I had it, then automatically if I check my market watch, it should be there now. I can see GBP USD. So make sure you add the symbol to your market watch. Now let's say I want to test it with Boom 1000. I'm going to select Boom 1000. Change the time frame to 1 minute. This is very important. Change the time frame to 1 minute in your strategy tester. After that, select the period you want to backtest it with, which is your custom period. Then from this date to this date, make sure the delay is set to 100 ms. Then you can change this to open prices. Then make sure you don't click this box. Make sure it is unclicked like this. You can input your deposits, maybe like $1,000. Then your leverage, maybe 1/100. Then make sure you click visual mode with display of charts, indicator and trades, right? So when you are done with that, click on start. Then it is going to load for you, I'm very sure. So the next thing you are going to do is that after it is done loading, pause, click on the space button on your this thing, or click here. It's going to pause. Then you can forward it or reduce it here. Let me just reduce it. Then click on this Boom 1000 30 minutes. Once you are done with that, you can zoom out, change the chart to green, change the chart to candle. Then you can go to chart properties. Then you can off grid and on the period separator and test it yourself. So for example, let's see how it's going to work here. Let me forward it a bit. So you can see we got the first 2 bearish bar for the day, followed by the 3rd bullish bar, because the close price of the bullish bar is above the high price of the last bearish bar. So that is why it is why it did not execute trade here. Was because it got 2 bearish bar through, but the 3rd bar was a bullish, but it was the close price was not above the high price of the last bearish bar. So that's it. Not bad, not bad. Let me forward this a bit. That was a loss for that particular day. It can always win. That was a win, an amazing win. Win, loss, win. Okay, you can see the first 2 bearish bar. Let me zoom in so that you see 2 bearish bar, 1 2. The 3rd bullish bar was above the high price of the last bearish bar. He placed a sell trade. Then he placed the stop loss at the middle of this particular bullish bar, and it was a win. Then for this new day too, green, red, bearish, bullish, but it was a loss. So let's see if we are going to get more wins, but I think that is okay. So if you want this trading bot, drop a comment saying I want, or this is awesome. Then I will reply you with what next you are going to do. And this trading bot is for free. After testing it yourself, drop a comment on what you think we can improve and remove, so that I will do a video again with the best and modified version of this trading strategy. So if you find it helpful, if you find this video helpful, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel and on your notification bell, so that any time I drop a video, you will be notified. Bye guys. I still remain your favorite Abioye Israel Balloon.